Before I start this video, if you're interested in other trip reports, below the description of this video on YouTube you find a link to a map, and on this map you find all trip reports I did. The lines do indicate the routes and the station and ferry icons do indicate the station and ferry terminal review. At this moment I'm updating the map, so there will be a whole lot more new lines soon. If you want to make sure you don't miss new videos, just make sure you hit the subscribe button. I do upload at least one video per 2 weeks. Welcome to another trip report. This time not a really exciting route. I will be back here with other routes, by the way, but it's on a train from Bratislava to Vienna. So two capital cities that are really close to each other. Right now I'm in front of Bratislava main station. There run trains between here and the main station of Vienna every hour. But there's also another railway station a little bit more down south in Bratislava, where you also find trains every hour to Vienna. If you do go there from Vienna, you don't really end up in a central location. But well, those trains are a little bit more modern, at least at the moment of recording. But what I do in this video, I show you the railway station, the main railway station of Bratislava, show you the trains on this route and tell you a little bit more about this route, and I also tell you a little bit about the other route. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel. And for now, let's just roll the intro. Because I arrived there at night and started to film the railway station right after the moment I arrived there, I just switched between a day and night Bratislava main railway station. But most of the railway station I recorded at night. Right in front of the railway station there's a taxi stand, a bus stop and a pick-up and drop-off zone for railway passengers by cars. And if you want to grab a bite, around the railway station you'll find quite a lot of spots where you can grab some food. Bratislava serves quite a lot of international trains, what isn't a big surprise due to its location close to Vienna and also not far away from the both Hungarian and Czech border. Apart from that, there are quite a lot of domestic long distance trains that do depart from here as well, both day and sleeper trains. In the main, station booking hall I think, you'll find quite a lot of desks for the state-owned railway company, but also RadioJet. And over here there are quite a lot of screens as well. Some of these screens also host compositions of trains. And in the main hall there's also an upper deck, so let's go there and have a quick look over there. Over here you'll find some more waiting rooms and some shops. Unfortunately, most of these shops were closed at the moment I recorded this. And something that's typical for this part of the world, you also find great artworks. I didn't put it that well on camera though. A little more towards the direction of the platforms, there are some more ticket counters. There are actually quite a lot of them. And at the moment I recorded this, these were the only ones that were open. Apart from that, there's also this kind of information point for tourist information, but also more information about trains. And at some spots I found these old-fashioned timetables. I really like these. Within this tourist information point, service point, they also sell railway related souvenirs. Well, I think it's great for railway enthusiasts and also kids of course. A little more to the side there are some more waiting rooms, and of course you'll also find lots of screens with information about departing and arrival trains, and at one waiting room also screens with information about train composition. Between one of these waiting rooms and the front of the railway station, near the spot where you have to go down to go to the trams, there's something that's being advertised as a parking spot for bikes, but I didn't find that there are a whole lot of parking spots for bikes. This might be a cultural thing because I'm Dutch and the bike is a very popular way of transportation within the Netherlands. At the front, at the side of the railway station, you'll find special lockers for your luggage, but if you move into the railway station, towards the direction of the toilets, there's also a special luggage room where you can drop off your luggage. At last, the tram stop can be found under the railway station, and over here you can also buy tickets for the tram. But I have a better way if you're traveling from Vienna to here on our day return trip. I will explain you in a bit. But first let's move to Bratislava main railway station at daytime. Since I left quite early, because I did a whole lot of trip reports in the weekend I recorded this, I didn't shot that much at daytime. And I walked to my train straight away. And this is my train, today departing from track 1, but this is not the fixed platform where these trains do depart from. Although my train consisted of 3 Austrian carriages and one Slovakian carriage and an Austrian locomotive. Most trains I saw, and also as far as I could find out when I did my research, do consist of 3 Austrian carriages and 2 Slovakian carriages. These trains come in only one class, and that's second class. Of course, I'll show you the interior in a bit. These trains do consist of carriages and one locomotive that is pushing or pulling the train, depending which way you move. Because there is a control car, the locomotive doesn't need to be changed to the other part of the train if the train is going back to Vienna from Bratislava or the other way around. The Austrian coaches have been made in the late 1980s, and the ÖBB is planning to retire these trains by 2025. I don't know exactly about the Slovakian coaches, but these are much more modern, especially from the inside. The locomotives that are being used are diesel-powered locomotives made by Siemens. The route for these trains will be electrified by 2030, and there will also be some upgrades on the tracks, so the capacity can be improved as well. For now, let's take a look at the interior, and I start off with the Slovakian coaches. The seats all do face each other. For longer distances, I'm not a fan of this, but the distances with these trains are not that long. It's a local train, remember? At the side, below the seats near the aisle, you find a garbage can, near the window there's a table, and at the side you'll find a lot of power plugs and USB charging points. At the end of the carriage there's some space for bikes. The Austrian coaches are a little bit more old-fashioned, but also still pretty good, especially for a regional train. Some seats do face each other and some other seats do come in an airline style or touring car coach composition. The seats that do come in an airline style composition do have a tray table, a footrest, and well, that's basically it. You won't find power plugs over here, and the seats can't be reclined. There's not an awful lot of leg space, but it might look tighter than it is, because I have to say I'm quite tall, 1 meter 90. At the side you find a sunscreen, and the best thing, you can open up the windows. I'll show you in a bit. Coat hangers can be found just below the luggage racks, and within these luggage racks, both the Austrian and the Slovakian coaches, you can store quite a lot of luggage. But of course, between the backends of some seats you can also store luggage. Between the carriages there's some extra information about local lines around Vienna, and over here you also find the toilets. I only filmed the toilets in the Austrian coaches, by the way, and well, these are how they look like. Pretty fine, nothing special. These toilets are pretty old-fashioned. If you want to have a view from the train from a different perspective, well, you just have to flush the toilet. Although, don't do this if you're at the railway station. The Austrian car that does include the control unit as well, so the last or the first car, gives some extra space for luggage, bikes and of course skis, because we're in Austria after all. You also find some extra space for skis in the other Austrian carriages though. Something I just really like, you can open up the windows. This is ideal for pictures or videos. This only counts for the Austrian coaches though, because they are not air conditioned. The Slovakian coaches do have an air conditioning on board. You can't reserve seats and there's no dining car because, like I mentioned before, this is a regional train. For now, I'll show you some views from the train between Bratislava main station and Vienna main station. After that, I will tell you a little bit more about tickets for these routes, because it's worth knowing some things. As I mentioned in the introduction of the video, there are two trains that run between Bratislava and Vienna, but they do depart from different railway stations in Bratislava, or if you travel from Vienna, they arrive at different railway stations in Bratislava. The railway station Bratislava Bežanska is not really close to the city center, so you end up more or less in the suburbs of Bratislava, and in that case you won't cross the Donau River by train. Although the travel time with these trains is slightly shorter than if you're traveling with the train that will go to the main station of Bratislava. There are some occasional long distance trains on these routes as well. If you're just traveling between Vienna and Bratislava, these long distance trains don't give a lot of extra value. Besides that, there are only a handful of long distance trains that will cross this border. For example, the railjet that runs between Zurich in Switzerland and Bratislava in Slovakia, back to the local trains on this route. If you enter on, for example, the website of the ÖBB, the state-owned railway company of Austria, or in the international timetable, for example Interrail, you want to go from Vienna to Bratislava, you also find Bratislava in capital letters. This basically means any given station in Bratislava that does make sense. And one of these railway stations is also Bežanska. The travel time to there is slightly faster as the main railway station, as I mentioned before, but you end up somewhere in the suburbs. And besides that, the regular ticket prices are a bit higher. If you're traveling from, for example, Germany or Austria and you have a long distance train travel ticket like Spa-Schiene or Spa-Prijs, this train might be just included in your ticket. But if you're just traveling between Vienna or Bratislava or the other way around, the ticket prices for single fares for the train that I just took is €11.20. What is a fair price if you ask me? And as you can see, at least on the first sight, the other train that is slightly faster and ends up somewhere in the suburbs is slightly more expensive, €16. But actually this is a better deal, because over here you can see the Bratislava ticket that is a return ticket and also allows you to use public transport in Bratislava on the first day of validity. And I just think this is a very good deal. You can even spend some nights in Bratislava and travel back with the same ticket, what makes it €8 per trip, and you can take both routes. If you select the cheaper fare and you click in more services, you also find the Bratislava ticket. It's just a little bit hidden. By the way, for commuters between Vienna and Bratislava, there are also very good deals. A weekly ticket is €38 and a monthly ticket is €118. All prices are based on the price level of 2021. The trains that will go to Bratislava Bežanska are more modern, these are these trains. At the moment I was standing in front of the train, I wanted to buy the ticket on my phone, so I can hop on right away. But you have to pick up these tickets at a vending machine, or you have to buy them at the counter. So at the moment I bought my ticket, I just thought I'd give it a try to show you the trains on the other route, and well, show you maybe the other railway station, Bežanska. This ticket price is a little bit more expensive than the other ticket price, but I just thought I'd just give it a try. At this long weekend that is 4 days that I was traveling, I have traveled with 3 days on my Interrail and 1 day, well, just with regular tickets. And that was this day. So buying a return ticket while having a hotel in Bratislava didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. However, it's cheaper than buying a one-way ticket with these trains that will go to Bežanska, so why not? But unfortunately, I just missed that train. I just don't get why these tickets can't be used as e-tickets. So I paid a little bit too much, but for me it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But in general, these Bratislava tickets are very good deals. And this is how they look like on real ticket paper. It's a nice souvenir though. So that's it for this video. I'm right now at Vienna main station, Wien Hauptbahnhof. I will take a railjet train from here to Budapest. And in that video I'll be featuring this railway station. Once again, I hope you liked it. If you do so, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you really like it, don't forget to hit the bell button so you get notified if I upload new videos. You can also support this channel financially on Patreon. It's patreon.com/trainviking. There I'll tell you a little bit more. For now, once again, thanks for watching and see you on my next video.